Alright, I guess we get to choose the police action. Shoot to kill! Let's just disperse this crowd. Well, hello there, folks. Today we're going to be taking a look at Capital, or maybe Capital, Sparks of Revolution. We've got somebody that looks like Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov, also known as Lenin, over here on the east, and on the west we've got your standard capitalist. It's described as a sandbox game, so let's see just how sandboxy it is. It's a game about crisis and permanent conflict in human society. You will run out of vital resources in times you need them the most. People will protest and riot despite your best efforts to help them. Not everyone will survive. And again, guys, we are the mayor in this particular simulation. So, we've got to do something to keep the people in line, essentially. Okay, interesting. Greetings, Mr. Mayor. Your assignment has been a surprise to many except me. Your reputation as a leader with problem-solving skills is well known in the high society. Well, you haven't seen my channel. Let me tell you, back in the day, a town-head's inauguration has always been accompanied by a ball held by the noble families. Where else can one meet an equal without embarrassing themselves? Now, however, the circumstances have changed, and today we do not have the opportunity for rituals such as these. My name is Sir Roderick, 13th in the Stanton Viscount line. The aristocracy is, well, one thing we know now for sure is this is a fictional country. So we're not, kind of looking, it could have been Russia, maybe Germany. No, that's not going to be the case. Enough, sir. Your honeyed words would convince anyone. Rockwell, how dare you? I will not allow... Thank you for introducing me. Jonathan Rockwell at your service, Mr. Mayor. As you can see, the town isn't in the best shape. The occupying forces have left, but they took everything that wasn't nailed down with them. I'm afraid we're bankrupt. Alright, interesting. So we have absolutely nothing to rebuild, or very little, in any case. And I'm guessing we're gonna have to decide what to build. That's gonna upset some people and make some people happy, I guess. And those people that are upset are going to form a mob and try to, for lack of a better word, tear us apart. So there we go, guys. Let's start demolishing these buildings. And just for destroying them, it looks like we get a bit of money. Look at that. Okay, so far so good. Looks like we can also zoom in here a bit. I like that. And so far, I am enjoying just the sandboxy look. I want to see what happens when we actually start getting revolutionary crowds here attacking us. Now, that's going to be interesting. And you know what? We might as well demolish some additional buildings, too, because this simply brings in money. Let's do it, folks. A clear mind and a firm hand are able to solve any problem. Alright. So we have to try and repair the palace. All fairly straightforward, and we're using the funds from the people's destroyed homes, I suppose, to make that happen. Well, you gotta start somewhere, folks. Wait. Let's stop. It's a ruined home, but no residents. So no, I think we can demolish it, but who knows? It might ask us to go back and rebuild these homes. For now, we're going to take it down. We need the money. It looks like the palace is nearly built as well. It's pretty fun so far, and we haven't even gotten into any fighting, but this look really appeals to me. It kind of reminds me of Gangsters 2. Right. So great to be here again. I can just remember the glorious speeches ringing throughout these halls, the clinking of the glasses and the flutter of ball gowns. How long ago has it been? Hate to interrupt your daydreaming, but we've got a lot of urgent matters to attend to, sir. It's time we talk economy. Treasury is empty, and without gold we can't produce or purchase anything. I have a solution to that problem as well. We must instate a new tax code. It is to tax on the bourgeoisie that is the main source of income for the treasury. Alright. It's the bourgeoisie that moves the economy forward. We, the entrepreneurs, with our hard work, are creating the profits that go into developing our society. Our money fills the treasury's coffers. Enough, Rockwell. Just money alone is not good enough for governance. We also need people that are prepared to stand into the interest of the state. Let me finish, damn you. Since our government directly depends on these finances, the relationship between it and the businesses should be mutually beneficial. Alright, folks. Gold is a key element of the economy. There are two main ways to obtain gold. Collect taxes from residents and satisfying people's needs in public institutions. Alright. So here is actually... Look at that. So we can actually sign laws. That's fascinating. I can already tell I'm going to like this game. Just the fact we can sign laws into effect and, of course, change people's lives is fascinating here. Let's build a tax department. Forget housing. Let's get administration up. Okay, I'm going to rotate it a bit. And I'm not going to build homes until it actually asks us to do so, although I think it would probably be useful. Maybe we'll just get like one ramshackled hut up. Yeah, let's put just a house. It's probably going to ask us to do this anyway. And wait a minute, do we already have revolutionaries? I heard some fighting. Yes, we do! Look at that, James Wright is fighting. Calm down, Dawn. The taxes are only for the bourgeoisie for now. Perhaps some inspector is being overzealous. I'll sort it out now. We're all in dire straits here. Oh yeah, I see how absolutely devastated you are without your exotic clams and dancers from overseas. Such a disaster, right? Alright. So we've got to get the working class to work, of course. Let's see, folks. I don't know why he's punching people. He's just punching a female. Nothing to pay attention to here. My goodness. Alright, so we need to collect wood. Produce wood. And probably want to look for a place that's got quite a bit of it. So how about right here? Okay. Looks like we can fast forward here. Let's do that. That's a start. Alright. Very eager to restore your business empire to its former glory. Okay, folks. Factories that produce resources consume gold during a work shift. When the gold runs out, the production stops. You can suspend the production in order to save some gold. Interesting. So for now, we do want to produce wood, but at some point, we'll probably want to turn that off and just, you know, allow our wealth to accumulate. Check that so we can pause. Interesting. We also get the names of each and every employee, and it looks like they each have their own, you know, class. They each have their own desires, needs, etc. I was about to discuss the question of food. The town needs grain, and for that we need to restore the railroad. Only centralized deliveries of grain from the surrounding farms will let us avoid starvation. Okay, the man knows what he's talking about. We need to repair the train station. Where is that? Alright, guys, it looks like we're going to have to demolish some additional homes, and there's quite a few over here to demolish. Kind of a weird way to get an income, but whatever works, I guess. Might as well get to work on that one, too. Alright, guys, it's time to repair the train station. And it does look like that's going to kind of have its own countdown. I guess you have to wait for each of these things to run out before you can continue on to the next one. Let's start getting food into the city and helping these villagers out. We'll be right back. Well, now we're getting food production down, folks, and getting food down does require quite a bit. The thing is, we need a food factory to simply produce food. I think for this, we also need to make sure that we have food in the area, so we're going to need to get what is called a peg house, I believe. Let's take a look here. What is a peg house? Increased nutrition of workers. Okay, that's all we need to know. Let's put it right there. And of course, we are going to continue demolishing things because this brings us some money. If we're demolishing, of course, buildings that have been destroyed by the army, I think it's going to be quite helpful for us. So let's put these two things up on the chopping block and continue building these necessary buildings to feed our people, essentially. So let's take a look. Peg house, and then we need a bistro. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for thinking of the common folk. Oh, don't thank me, son. Don't see that from the government often. Yeah, of course not. And where are the respectable people supposed to eat? This highly unpleasant situation must be resolved immediately. So the wealthy guy doesn't want to eat in the same... You can see the class difference is sort of starting. By the way, is it just me, or does this guy look like Justin Bieber? I don't know. And where are the respectable people supposed to eat? This highly unpleasant situation must be resolved immediately. Alright, well... Alright, folks. Public institutions earn gold for each visitor served. However, they require gold, food, and alcohol to operate. Okay. So we need to continue demolishing these buildings just to be able to afford everything else. Get rid of this one, too. And potentially, it's time to pass another law. Let's see here. Retail business. People with high satiation and entertainment visit shops and boutiques. Each visitor provides gold for the city budget. Okay. I'd like to get the police here, though. No, we need the gold. We definitely need the gold. We would like to get the police because they can beat up protesters, but, you know, that comes later, right? I think so, anyway. Alright, let's get that bistro up. I hope that train is still coming in, because we're not getting any actual wheat here, although it could take some time for the food production to really begin. And new citizens have also arrived at our quaint little town, or city, rather. So it looks like we can also gain additional citizens over time. That's really, really cool. Finally, this town has a place for respectable people. You have my gratitude. That should have brought in grain, and indeed it did. Look at that. People are going into the food factory. Oh, that is so cool. So we're getting workers. I thought it was going to be workers from all class backgrounds, but these guys are just walking up here. They're not doing much else. So there we go. And again, we only have really, well, essentially one home in this entire village. We haven't gotten any, you know, suggestions to build additional residences. So I'm not sure if we even should, but, maybe one cottage? Let's put a cottage right there. And, we'll also demolish this building. So now, as you can see, set up for people to eat. We're starting to spend some actual cash on it, but are we delivering food to it? I think that's going to take some time, because we're producing the food here at the food factory. Alright, folks. You're gonna be fed soon, don't worry. And I like this. Look at that. A quaint little bistro. Quaint little home as well. Looking quite nice, guys. So I see a protest meter there. I guess that over time that's gonna also fill up. Let's fast forward here, because that needs to be delivered, I believe. Once that's delivered, we should be good to go. There we go. Alright, folks. The people are fed. Before Jack gets here, we need to discuss something, Mr. Mayor. Now that the starvation doesn't threaten us, we can process extra grain into alcohol. It's much more profitable than food production. What do you say? Alcohol licenses or monopoly? Tell us, Rockwell. What is your angle this time? Alright, I'm going to actually skip this because it's interesting, but I really want to, you know, get to the nuts and bolts of it all. Alehouse or a cabaret. So we'll get the alcohol factory up and running. And let's put it up here where we have the food factory. Again, we're still always looking around for things to demolish. I will say, like, initially it looked good. Now it's starting, at least the buildings are starting to look a little, like, cell phone game-like, which I'm not a fan of. The people, that looks great. And I mean, ultimately, what really matters is how do the uprisings look. Alright, let's get an ale house. Looks easy enough. We've got the alcohol factory up. We'll demolish that excuse me. We'll demolish that wrecked building, and then, of course, we'll move on to the alehouse. What in the blazes? The rich can't go without getting drunk. This town is full of beggars, and you're wasting grain on God knows what. Calm down, Dawn. We thought about the poor as well. The factory produces high-quality spirits. Or would you prefer that people get poisoned on homemade moonshine? As if I'd believe you. Since when do the rich think about the commoners? I'd love to have the drink at the end of my shift, but you built the factory for yourself, didn't you? Alright, we'll soon see. We'll soon see, Dawn. Alright, wonderful. Demolish that as well. And we are still making a profit, but keep in mind that over time, all of the gold is spent to pay for all of these other buildings. So I'm sure that if you continue to do this unchecked, that some of these buildings could become prohibitively expensive. I'm not sure how long that takes, but it looks like, wait a minute. Some people are in a somewhat bad mood. Alright, well now we have a place to relax after a shift. Wonderful. Now they want a place where dignified persons can drink. And that would probably be the cabaret. I think I'll hold for now. Oh, they're just standing in line to go to the ale house. Never mind. Sister of Charity. Must provide people with medicine. Okay. Sign the Medicine Act. I believe we already have a law being passed, so we're going to have to wait a bit to pass the Medicine Act. However, we shall return, my friends. Alright, we've got some houses for our people, and I believe we can now sign that Medicine Act. Let's do it, folks. Here we go. I think they're going to like that quite a bit. So now we're probably going to have to go ahead and get that hospital up and running. And I'm just kind of skipping the storyline because it's quite drawn out. And right now I really want to focus on getting this hospital up and running. We are going to have to get some money in here. Hopefully having those houses up allows us to, of course, get a nice tax rate going. We do have the tax department here. It looks like all of the nobles are the ones collecting taxes. Okay, folks, we're going to have to find a way to generate that money. Looks like we are ready to go. Oh, I see. Potentially wood is what we need. All right, in that case, we might need to get another building going. It looks like the building is closed right now. We need to get people back to work. Let's hope that works. Get back to work. So wood is really the issue right now. We might even want to turn something off temporarily so that the wood absolutely is spent in just one location. Let's see what else is eating up wood. I know there's something else. I think it's the train, actually, but can't really stop that as far as I can see. Alright, at least they're at work. Wonderful. We are getting that wood, guys. Sooner rather than later. It's going to take some time. We'll come back once that's done. We're going to go ahead and get the hospital up and running. That's an easy 100 wood. Be back, folks. Alright, we've demolished quite a few houses. I think we're ready to go. And let's put it right here on the northern side of town. I'm keeping this as sort of our upper class area, even though I have built one home here, and this is sort of our lower class area. I mean, there's a very clear division of classes in this game. We better start getting the people out of this slump right now. They're none too happy. Keep on demolishing these buildings that are kind of an eyesore. And it looks like they keep popping up because they weren't here before. I definitely looked in this area. It's okay. Didn't I tell you? I believe the 10 buildings will be enough to provide acceptable conditions for most citizens. So let's do that. Let's get those 10 buildings up. For sure, that's what we're going to have to do. Sir Offenberg. Ah, military man. All right. Thank you. I don't require your concern. Being held in jail is not good for one's health, you know. Oh my goodness. The same thing I did before. Detective work. Ruin and poverty abound. A perfect breeding ground for bandits and conmen. If we do not crack down on these villains today, tomorrow they will control the whole town. I wish to restore and lead the Imperial Police Department. In 30 years of service, I've caught more than a few dozen scoundrels. Oh, fascinating. All right, let's do it. It's settled. Indeed it is. Let's sign the Police Act. We're gonna have to wait a little bit because the Healthcare Act is still passing. But once again, I'm not gonna put you guys through a wait. We shall return when we've got police on the streets. Alright, we're gonna be able to sign that Policing Act fairly soon. It looks like one of our people already died due to disease. We do have the hospital up, though, but we can certainly upgrade it and make it somewhat more efficient. Alright, time to get the police station. This is what I'm talking about, folks. The tax department, we can only have one, evidently. It's no fun. I also want to consider getting a boutique up here, just to keep the wealthier people happy, or the wealthier citizens happy. But I'm not seeing police. Oh, that's right, sorry. We have to sign the act first. Okay, we have to wait a little bit, but it's going to be over quite quickly. There we go. And you can see the people that don't have homes and sleep outside just build one big fire and keep themselves warm. Alright, folks, let's build a police department and a police station. Now, this is cool. We'll probably want to put it in the rougher part of town. That's pretty mean, but these are the folks that are going to get out of control first. At least if I have anything to do with it. Because, you know, frankly, we're really helping the oligarchs here. We're helping the wealthier people more. The bourgeoisie. And the workers are just kind of, well, basically chattel almost. They just kind of operate our machines. So for sure, we're going to have to crack down, although we haven't built a single boutique. So who knows, maybe even the wealthy will end up taking us out here. Now this is goods for poor people. Income per visitor, 40 gold. We could probably get this down over here as well. This is not the Imperial Department, but it will have to do for now. Here we can not only look for criminals, but also perform investigations. The rats should scurry deeper into their holes. They're in our sights now. Okay. I'm actually going to hold on the stall for now. Let's just get the police station up. And then we'll decide what we want to do. So we have 5 police. Okay. For an entire city. Well, it's a fairly small city right now. And I imagine that this can really grow. I'm also getting like sort of a Cossacks vibe from this game. Alright. We are officially fighting crime, folks. Alright, let's get education going. Again, we're going to have to wait for the Policing Act to pass. So we'll be back tomorrow to see what happens here.